So something amazing could be happening in the upcoming chapter. Spoilers for Elbaf. However, in chapter 1190, we see Luffy writhing on the ground in pain, calling out for his body to heal. This is interesting because we've never gotten an exact example as to how exactly mythical Zoan awakening actually works when it comes to healing. Because in the past, we've had some Zoans seemingly heal from their injuries, but they've been falsely awakened Zoans like the jailer beasts. So this will be the first time we get an exact answer as to how an awakened mythical Zoan actually heals. Because for Luffy to be calling out to his body to heal means that it's a possibility that there is an accelerated healing factor in place that he can access. Because beforehand, like in his fight with Kaido, there were some scenes in which it seems like he's healing, like when he's torched by Kaido and he's blackened with soot or smoke and he recovers. That's healing in a way, but that's still rather ambiguous. It's going to be very telling if there is healing involved here, because Luffy would be recovering from a pretty serious injury, seeing as how he was skewered right through by Emu. So this will be the best example of this whole healing factor actually being a thing. Now, in the past, like in Egghead, we have seen the 5 elders heal from pretty serious injuries, but then again, we don't know if that's because of them being mythical awakened Zoans or because they have a covenant with Emu. That's still super ambiguous, but I do think with Luffy here, we're going to get a pretty exact answer as to how that actually happens. Now, based on what happens here with Luffy, we can then start to speculate as to what could possibly happen for other mythical Zoans in the future once they awaken, like say Loki or possibly Yamato in the future. But I do wonder if the hierarchy or supposed hierarchy with mythical Zoans is going to be implemented here, because with Luffy having a white Hagoromo, it's always been my thought that seeing as how he is a deity, he's possibly treated a little differently than other Zoans in the canon. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, Yamato could be on the block to be fairly similar to Luffy once she awakens, because she was the first mythical Zoan to be described as a deity. So she does set the stage for that even being a thing. So that's interesting. But like guys say, like Loki, I'm not really sure, because I don't know how the Nidhogg is actually treated in the series, because we really haven't gotten firm confirmation around that yet. But based on how highly regarded the Nidhogg is seemingly treated in the lore, as far as we know, there is a high possibility that Loki could be equal to Luffy in terms of deification when it comes to being the user of the Dragon Fruit mythical type model Nidhogg. So I would still hold out hope for Loki to be a deity fruit user in a way. Now, when it comes to others, say like Ragnar with the Squirrel Fruit mythical type model Ratatasker, don't know, because we don't have any information on his fruit or how his fruit is treated in canon. It seems like that the Nidhogg is higher than Ratatasker. That's what it seems like, but I'm not really sure because we don't have that much information at this point. But I do think at least Luffy, Yamato, and Loki are possibly all deified fruit users, because all of their fruits seem to have some importance in the lore of One Piece and in the lore of various cultures around the One Piece world. So I am waiting to see how this healing factor is actually handled, because it could be very important for the future based on how it's handled right here. And who's to say it could develop more over time, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, with that being said, if you're enjoying the video so far, click the like button. And if you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, followed by that bell so you never miss a video. In addition to, if you could, hit the hype button, because it really does help. And with that being said, Give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Waxy.